Morning, it's Wednesday, it's just past 10 o'clock and it's Blabbing for Britain episode, what,
43, isn't it?
43, yeah, wow.
Just my age.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But we'll have 50, we shall have 52 before the end.
Take the odd 17 years, you know.
Yeah, no, I was just reading the BBC site, and we're now going to go ahead with the Hinkley Point £17 billion nuclear power station, having said 4 weeks ago that we weren't. We're putting it on hold. Does she know what she's doing?
I think she's come under pressure from Japan to get them out of her bum, for want of a better expression, and get on with things. Like, if you want Brexit and you want us to be partners, what we're already doing needs to move on. Yeah,
I think there's certainly pressures involved, because I mean, in the UK, when you announce an inquiry, the announcement usually takes a couple of.
I mean China, don't I? Not Japan. Is it China?
You say it's China. It takes it when you announce an inquiry. It takes a couple of weeks to announce it. Never mind a couple of weeks to run it. It takes a couple of years for an inquiry, doesn't it? So
yeah,
I think she's just asking herself in a cabinet. Yeah, so it's going ahead. I think that's on balance is good news. And you're right, it is China and France. In fact, the French company are financing 2/3 of it, and China 1/3. But the agreement that China wanted was that they could build a power station at Bradwell using their own technology. They haven't got that, but it is going ahead. And given that there have been several inquiries about it, all of which came out in favour, perhaps it's good that it should. Now, we've not spoken about this for a few weeks, but Brexit. Mr. Van Rompuy, who we know because of his, well, we know him because of Mr. Farage, don't we? That's why we've heard the name Van Rompuy, because he's the president of the council or some such of Europe. And he has just said that he doesn't expect Brexit negotiations to begin until the end of 2017. So that's begin negotiations in sort of 18 months' time.
Yes, so I think he wants to tempt us to stay.
I think he wants to get through another British election, doesn't he? Let's paint this scenario, shall we? I mean, how many years has this government got left? 3.5?
Something of that order, yeah.
Yeah, if you can stretch it out, then it might, we know. So anyway, we're part of Europe to at least 2020. You know, keeps moving it forward. All right, okay. Right, the Midlands. Anything happening? Sorry, anything happening in Solihull?
Anything not happening yesterday was a good thing. We had total gridlock around the south of Birmingham because the motorway heading north was diverted onto all the A roads into Birmingham due to an accident. So we became totally gridlocked, and my sister was supposed to meet me yesterday at the hospital. She left where she works at 5:10, and she didn't get to the hospital till 7:15, and it's less than 7 miles. It was just total chaos. There's Peter, who's
Morning, Peter.
Like he's just come out of the bathroom, nicely shaved and what.
I'm giving a talk today later on, so
right,
like a good shave. But what's the subject?
We were just talking about gridlock around our area because there was an accident on the motorway and everything on the M6 heading north was pumped onto the side roads. And it's only when they go onto the side roads that you just, the A roads, and then of course everything goes into the city centre and then back out again. It's only when you see the traffic come off onto the side roads, the A roads, that you just realise just how much traffic goes up that M6.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. If I used to work on the roads down in London. I drove a big lorry with a bumper and the big arrow. That was my job, and it was quite fun when we've done that. That was quite interesting. But I've got news for you. Do you want to hear it?
Go on.
I've had the results. Of
Not
my
the results of
the results of my DNA test. What do you think?
You're from Birmingham, really?
What do you reckon?
Come on then, you're Irish.
I knew it was. I'm 46% Irish. 46. 42% British. And then there's a 7% mix, which is so a touch of Jewish in there. And I'm 1% Asian. But a lot of people are Asian because they bought. It's quite fascinating, you know. It's quite fascinating. But I knew in my bones. That I had that Irish connection, because I think I looked back before, and I think my great granddad come from Londonderry, as it was called at the time, and then they moved over here, so I knew it, and it's confirmed about the Jewish people as well, and because there was always something about me and Jewish people with, fine. So I've got a friend that's Jewish, and I must tell him.
That you may be related by a chain.
It's quite fascinating. I've got fourth and fifth cousins that I can contact. Well, highly likely, to give you the likeliness of it, and then I'm gonna move on from there. So that's the news.
I'll just talk about memory for a moment.
Okay.
I talked about memory last time, I think. I went into Tesco's in search of a cheap USB stick, because I wanted to give some information to somebody on the USB stick, and I knew I wouldn't see it again. And I bought these. I've taken them out of the manufacturer's packet, but they are SanDisk, which is like the brand, yeah, for memory.
Right.
3 8GB sticks, pretty colours. They're all plastic, so there's no metal, so they're just press molded, etc. How much do you reckon?
£8 a lot.
No, you're too high.
Wow.
£7 for 3. It's just showing, and that's not discounted or anything. That's just the standard price.
And what would we have paid for that before?
Well, let's cast my mind back. I can remember selling a 256 megabyte card for a mini computer to the RAC for £45,000 in the but that was a long time ago. I mean, that was like 25 years ago. But it just shows that, I mean, I bought some 16 meg ones last year, and they cost me 18 and 19 quid a piece. But memory prices have just plummeted,
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? It just goes on like that. The only thing it doesn't plummet is phones. They keep going up, like iPhones.
Who wants an iPhone 7?
Well, I'm gonna be happy with that. I did get a battery pack. It's been good for it. A mobile power pack.
Us Samsung users are very happy, aren't we, Stephen?
Until they burn in your pocket.
Oh, Stephen doesn't appear to have any sound.
No sound.
No, we can't hear you, Stephen.
No.
No. We still can't hear you. And I'm useless at lip reading. Any good at lip reading, Peter?
Only swear words.
Only swear words.
Okay, I'm going to try. Okay. I am back. Don't know what that was. I'm going to put it down to Windows being a problem. Okay, I'm back on it. I don't know how long for. Okay, so it looks like I've got the show to myself. Okay. So Blown for Britain 43. Stephen's machine goes AWOL. Okay, and I can't get into Messenger. So I'm just going to wait a minute until I get into Messenger, and then I can contact John and Peter if they're still around. But this is not good. Peter's back too. I had the same problem before. My sound goes first, to remember, and then I go. Anyway, this time I managed to get back quickly. We do need a contingency plan, don't we?
Well, the thing is that I stayed after you went.
Yeah.
And then eventually it just went blank. So it might be worth making Peter a producer, is it?
No, I'm probably going to have to go.
No.
Okay.
I mean, as a long-term basis. Excuse me a second.
Yeah.
John Upton.
Yeah.
Oh, you've just had a pile of post.
Yeah, if I go,
Pardon?
Right.
Yeah. Okay, I think it's one of those mornings this morning.
Hold on a second. Just a second, Alice. Guys,
yeah, okay.
I'm just going to put you on quiet for a minute. It's my daughter and she's at the hospital.
Okay, fine. Okay.
Can you do that?
Sorry, Alice.
Hang on. I'm gonna take John out and bring him back. Peter's gone as well. Good morning. Right. Morning, Neil. Can you hear us? Hear me? And Peter's just left. Oh, good. Okay. And okay, I can't make out who you are, sir. When you use a handle, I'm not talking to you, Neil. I'm talking to Mr. Fancy Dog Wings. I have no idea who you are. And we can hear each other. Yes, as I just checked with Neil, and John's away on the phone at the moment. We can hear each other. If you can't hear us, then it could be a broadcasting problem. All right. Okay. Good. Headphones. It happens to us all. This has been quite a morning. We were off air for 20 minutes while my machine sorted it out. I don't know. We're just waiting for. We're having one of those days today when things don't go exactly according to plan, and this is one of those days. I'm not sure where Peter. I'm going to invite Peter back. I'm not sure whether he just got booted off or not. Generally speaking, on a Thursday morning, there are 4 of us. Then we're down to 3. Are you back, Peter? Or
Yeah, can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Right. We're trying to get
Right. Okay.
Dr. Fraser there.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah, it has been. Fight Talk has not had a good week. It's been up and down. Sorry, could you let me know? There's a guy in the chat who's got a pseudonym of Fancy Dog Wings, and I don't want to keep saying that. What's your first name, sir? I can call you by your first name. Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm going to. John is on the phone, so obviously, although he puts his on mute, then we can still hear him, and he's having a private conversation.
Oh, you can't mute now, can you?
Well, yeah. You should be able to mute the whole thing if you just mute the at the bottom. You've got a volume bar, a loudspeaker,
no,
loudspeaker icon next to the Twitter sign.
No, haven't got it.
No. Okay. Fine. That should allow you to.
No, don't see that at all. I don't have that. So maybe the administrator gets it.
Right. Okay. And Ken has just given me an in. Ken's just given me an in. And my book is about, which is called Create Your Own Chat Show. Video chat show has gone off the editors this week. Yes, you can, John. It's just that I'll explain when you get back in. So I'm inviting John back in.
Okay.
Oh, no. I've invited you back in, John, and Pete has disappeared again.
Hello, Pete's gone this time.
Yeah. So I know you muted us, but we could hear you on the phone.
Oh, right.
So
yeah.
I actually just
It's
removed
right,
you from
my daughter was
chat.
upset that she'd gone and they kicked her out because it was doctor's rounds.
Oh, right, okay.
And she said, we don't do that at my hospital. They're the same group, same trust.
Right. Okay. I'm going to invite Peter in again. I'm not sure whether we're losing signal or anything. Right. Okay.
We're not having a good day today, are we?
No, I think we've lost Peter. Peter's gone off there. But it's ourselves. Neil's here.
That's
Sergeant TCS, yes.
yes, all right.
Okay, and Ken's arrived at last.
Well.
Yeah. And a gentleman who won't give his real name. So
Fancy dog wings.
yeah. The first rule of networking.
Persevere. I think we've well and truly persevered today.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, when we do the all right, okay, Raj, thank you. We can now chat quite freely. It's just a question of, if we know people's first names, then it's better to use them, because then we do know. Right, okay, yeah. But Neil, what can we say? If you go to Smiletime, you go to Fire Talk, and it works first time, it'll stay. They're all based around the same technology. So if one has problems, several have problems. The only difference is Smiletime. Right, okay. Let's go through the lot. Crowdcast, Huzzer, Smiletime, Fire Talk, and what's the other one?
Crowdcast,
Huzzer, Fire Talk are all based around WebRTC, and that is the situation that they've got a common core, common network, and they all go through TopBox. And so if one has problems, there's a potential for all to have problems. It's not the code itself is open source. So Google actually brought it to the fore, but the situation is that there's no commercial organization. Basically, FireTalk and Huzzer, etc., built a wrapper around what they get back. They don't do the video feeds. The video feeds are handled by TopBox. So if anything goes wrong, it's not the actual site you're on, it's what lies behind the site.
Today's issues originally were nothing to do with FireTalk. They were Stephen's PC deciding to do a Windows update.
Well, this is true. I mean, it is luck of the draw. I mean, I went on. Jonathan Tripp does a show, as we all know, at 3 o'clock every well, no, Monday, Wednesday, into Friday. And at the end of his show, decided to go to Smiletime. They went over to Smiletime, and I joined them, and they were dissing it because it wasn't forward up on the screen. So I thought, well, I'll go on air and I'll just sort of say my piece, which is pro Smiletime. And I went on there, and my sound was rubbish. My sound was not good. We've heard this. We coined a phrase. A phrase was coined when on Blab, which was Gilberting, which is when your sound goes. Oh right, and Ken's saying it is worse than that. It was terrible. My sound was terrible. So I in defending Smiletime, I managed to screw up. So I came off as quick as I could, and I then did Facebook recording using Smiletime, and that was bad as well. So I then restarted the whole machine, had a coffee, came back, and went on to Smiletime to Facebook, and it was perfect. And when I did the show with Dan last night, it was perfect. And just, you know, it just works seamlessly. So we know that everything works, and when it's working, it's brilliant. But when not, you just got to persist, as Ken says, and keep trying. John, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you need to turn Windows updates onto manual mode so they don't happen in the middle of you doing it.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It is on manual mode. I'm not sure that, I don't know what goes on.
Yeah, right.
I don't know. It just decides to download something, and yeah. I don't know.
I've even got download set to manual, and then just once a week, usually on a Friday, I run a check for updates, and then just do updates on a Friday.
Yeah. And used to end my Smiletime story. So having totally screwed up, but gone beautifully last night. I posted in Jonathan's group the video of the 25-minute recording, and the quality of it is just absolutely. I mean, Barb was watching in the States on Chromecast on a 40-inch TV, and she said the picture was amazing. Now, given that Dan and I were in it, that's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah, but we had a really good show. So that's now. Blab Nation is no more. It's been renamed.
Is this Live Nation I'm hearing?
It's Live Talk Nation. Live Talk Live Talk.
I thought it was just Live Nation, but then I'm not being really much of a member of it. So
right, okay. Just to go, I would just stick with that for a moment. Blab Nation no more. Live Talk Nation is the new name. It has a set of rules. One of which is you've got to show respect. You can't post events in there, which is fair enough, because it's they're not, when we're on air, they're in bed. But there's a whole wodge of rules that have come into play. I wish him well with Live Talk Nation. Thank you, Ken. And to Neil's point, there is a delay between anything. If you go Huzzer to Facebook Live, if you go OBS to Facebook Live, or if you go what's the other one, vMix to Facebook Live, there is a delay between the two. Good morning, Mrs. Hattrick and Ramsey, and good to see everyone here today. Yeah, good to see everyone here today, Fraser. There is a delay, and the delay can be as little as a couple of seconds or up to 16 seconds. And the thing is that if you are broadcasting live onto Facebook at the same time, it's very difficult to do it single-handed, and it's almost impossible, as you say, when there's a delay and you're answering it's like the Two Ronnie sketch, where they're answering the question before, and so you're trying to keep track of the feed on Facebook, and it's a 16-second delay, and you're trying to answer questions that are rising against that. That's a recipe for madness, really. So what on Facebook Live, I mean, what you actually need is two people.
yeah, but your thing with Leland the other night went well, didn't it?
Oh yeah, that it was very good.
Across the pond, that's the words I'm trying to find.
Across the pond, 5 o'clock every Tuesday, and next week will be episode 12, and so that's going well too. And it's good to see you there. And you know, it's a chance to get to know each other. I mean, the thing that came out of it, the major thing, because we sit across this side of the pond in the UK, we don't know what the thoughts are, and certainly in terms of 9/11. We are remote from that. We're removed from that.
I could not believe all the conspiracy theory stuff that went on the other night.
Well, that's Anne Quinn has picked up on it, and we know Anne quite well. She's picked up on it as well, and she's not alone. All right, okay. And they're not alone. And I'm not going to dig into the theories here. But the situation is that they're saying there was a controlled explosion, and that the towers would have fallen that way if they'd been, but they went down like that. Okay. Now these are 1,300 engineers, but what do we know? But the point I'm making is that it's not, as far as the Americans are concerned, it's not done and dusted. I mean, I think we both agreed respect to those who died, but it's we don't know what to believe, do we?
I've decided to just move on and get on with things, and it's a topic I'm not going to get involved in.
Okay, understood. Right. Okay, so let's go back to Smiletime. Smiletime have the next couple of months are releasing Community, and Community is the ability to build your own community on the Smiletime site itself, so that people who follow your show or channels can actually interact with you there. Now, they were thinking in terms of rock stars, but I think it applies equally well to you and me, Neil. The Rockstar fan clubs being on there, but it could be our fan clubs as well. There's no problem with that. And that will come in a couple of months' time. With that will come the ability to block and to edit comments that are made live. So at the moment, no problems with that. They're bringing on the censorship tools later this year, and also the ability to have a co-host. All that is tied in together. That's that. Right. Okay.
I think you missed a topic from your across the pond the other night. You know, when you were talking about what's happening in the UK, you didn't talk about plastic money.
I did. You missed it. It was only for 2 minutes. Did I? Did I get that far? It was on my list.
No,
sorry, I may have misremembered. No, I did. You're quite right. I misremembered it. The plastic money. The 5. I was going to, because I was prepared. I had all this going on my head that we were replacing the £5, and only 7% of cash machines use £5, and the new note lasts 5 years, and the old note lasts 2 years. I was all primed to go, but we never got there. Because
it was the John Humphreys trying to destroy one in front of the chief cashier of the Bank of England, who brought it in for him on Radio 4. But it was actually videoed. And so if you nip over to the BBC website, you can see John Humphreys pulling it with his teeth, tearing it, and even dropping it in a cup of caustic BBC tea. Quite amusing.
Yeah.
Because they've had them for donkey's years in Australia, plastic now.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, it makes economic sense, doesn't it? And okay, just a minute. Just a moment. Give me a second. Okay, I'm inviting Eric to join us. He's requested to join, and
I don't know Eric, so it'll be a new person to meet for me.
It will mix the show up a bit. Hopefully we'll be okay. If not, you've got moderator controls, haven't you, John? No, I've seen Eric around. I don't think we'll have a problem. Yeah. Okay.
Like he couldn't join us.
Right, that's okay then.
Moderator controls, producer doesn't get them, you know, Stephen. I don't get the ability to kick people out or add them in.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not actually sure what a producer does get. Apart from when you disappeared, I stayed and Pete disappeared.
Right, yeah, okay. Well, what happens if you click on the comment on the right-hand side?
Can't do anything. We've had this conversation.
Well, this discussion before, have we?
Yeah.
You don't get an X?
No.
I mean, like when Fraser called us ladies, I can just X that out. It never happened.
It can't do that.
Can't do that. Okay.
So
Fine.
I'm not sure that a producer actually gets anything other than I stayed when you disappeared.
Right. Okay. And I know you. Neither you or Fraser will get carried away, Ken. We're not worried on that score. Yeah. Yeah, he should have stayed. The broadcast should have stayed. No, ordinarily, if I had just come straight back in, I could have pressed it start again, and it would have worked. But these things were sent to triers. Right. Anybody got any questions? We'll answer anything this morning for the next 10 minutes or so. Or if you want to come on here, then just press the camera bottom right hand corner, and just 5-10 minutes or so. We'll go with that. It's just because when technology works, it's brilliant. When it doesn't, it's a pain in the. All right, okay. Neil, the Don't Stream and Drive that's correct, Neil. I can zap comments, but only that as host, as I'm hosting the events. It's not. Blab had everything, didn't it, John?
Not
it had
everything. It was pretty damn good.
It had 4 on screen. It had comments with links in. You could have a co-host. Those were the halcyon days of broadcasting, and now we're on Vital. And you can't. We've got a gold standard to measure everything against, and the problem is that nothing's going to have everything that Blab had. And I'm not too hopeful about Blab 2 ever surfacing, although Sean was congratulating his team the other day over what we have no idea. And
It's going well, but he doesn't want it to, by the sound of it. Were you hoping for some time off till next year then, Neil? And do it again next year?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a year-round campaign, isn't it?
Yeah, there was
and a very important one. It's not
quite a heavy discussion the other day about Snapchat and driving. People Snapchat while driving.
Snapchat while driving. Go on then.
Well, no, it's just a discussion I saw on Facebook. Some people were giving a young lady a bit of a hard time, saying she was risking not only her life but other people's.
That's true. Common sense is not always there, is it? Neil, great to know everything's going well, and if you get the national campaign, that would be brilliant.
Are you there, Pete?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
We were wondering if you were in silent mode.
It's been a disaster today, hasn't it? But going back to that, I've seen a good advert. It's not nice. They had people sitting laughing about their messages and something's brought about. Then they brought this girl who was paralysed on the side and said, tell them about how their mum had been killed in the car and her dad, and boy, they were sitting in tears after it, because it was real people. And that's the thing, it hits home. That's the one that hits home, and really hit them. So yeah, it's a lovely clear picture here today. Lovely clear picture, but just been a bit of a disaster. I'm actually on an iPad today, so I had to keep turning it this because I couldn't type.
Okay.
Can I type just now? I can't type in this mode. See when I'm on screen, I can't type.
All right. Okay.
Because it says to turn it round, right?
Yeah. You've gone sideways now, Peter.
Yeah, and it can only do it horizontal.
Yeah.
It loses the facility to type.
Yeah, there's no text.
Are you got the keyboard up?
No, I can see what's being said in text. It's coming up black
but
and white, but I can't type.
There's no say something box.
not on an iPad anyway.
Right. Okay.
So
Well,
and
they keep improving these things all the time. So
I can
let's
look
hope.
at who's there, but no, I'm bringing up. No, I can see. Yeah, Neil's posted in the last thing, but that's a bit annoying. Yeah.
You've gone sideways again.
No, I'm just trying to. So,
yeah.
Time moves on. Is that Hilary Clinton I hear there?
All
Right.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, right. Okay. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah. They're supposed to be releasing Donald Trump's health situation today. I think that the thing is, if you've got pneumonia and you go to, it shows commitment. That's where I'm coming from. Hilary Clinton went to the 9/11 ceremony, stood there for an hour and a half, and she wasn't well. So, yeah, okay. All right, okay. From the sidelines, we've had a comment about Mr. Trump, and we can't repeat it. Well, it is, sorry, it can be repeatable, but it will be recorded then. And this doesn't record the text. Yeah, is there anything in the UK politics at all? How close are we to the Labour leader? Is it this month?
Oh, that's going
to be. No. When do they elect a leader? Does anybody know?
It's fairly soon. Fairly soon.
In all honesty.
Shows you how much interest we've got. We must all be Tories.
Not necessarily so, but we I think it's sometime in September. It's got to be.
Oh wow.
Hang on, I'm just going to use the wonders of Google.
I'm already doing that. Labour leaders, cast your vote, so you can vote now. Conclude with leadership conference on the 24th of September.
Okay.
So that's next week then. Week on Saturday, is that right?
Who do you think's going to win?
Oh, Corbyn's going to walk it.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't like him at all. Apart from the fact that he's an allotment here, I think he's a blithering idiot. But and no, I'm not a Tory either.
I'm going to say that Jeremy Corbyn will win, basically because he's the other guy has only had so many weeks to become known, and he hasn't done it. He's not cracked it, and he's some of his policies are just strange. To say that there should be a second referendum as part of your manifesto, that is just strange.
Yeah, he did qualify what the referendum on, and it's on the negotiated terms. It's not on should we be in or out. It's are the negotiated terms acceptable to the people. Now that's not unreasonable, I don't think, actually. But I still wouldn't vote for him.
but weren't we told it was an in or out referendum?
He's not saying that we should stay in, although he's also said that if he became leader in a general election, he would take us back into there. He's just saying that we the people should have an opportunity to say that the terms that we're exiting on are acceptable or unacceptable.
Absolutely. I'll tell you why, and it's the same with the Tory government just now. Half of them didn't want to leave or whatever it was, right? Nobody in this earth should rush into it and say, hey, listen, we're leaving, but we need to sit down and get the terms right, which is going to be good for you and good for us, and just take our time, and once we're all resolved, then we'll make the split. Because if people start being nasty one of that, will be a tit for tat.
You mean like Mr. Juncker yesterday?
and I believe some of the Germans have already been going on to a lower working week with the Mercedes and things, or car parks, something like that, you know. So I don't think it should be rushed. Everybody's saying, get in now, get it out now. No, you've got to take time and make sure it's right for everybody, even if you did not vote for it. But it's happening. It's happening. And just let's get it right for everybody. And I don't know, what did we do before we were in Europe?
Was there ever a time in our lifetimes?
Was that?
We're going back 40 odd years, aren't we?
Yeah, I know.
74, 71, 74? Which one was decimalisation? The other was Europe.
71 was decimalisation.
That's right,
Okay.
decimalisation. Personally, I would pay if they wanted us to pay for going abroad, no problem at all. As long as it was a European one. But
Yeah.
and if they want to come here, we'll reciprocate. We say, come in here, just you pay the same. Yeah. Whatever you charge, we'll charge. Simple.
That's fair. Yeah.
Simple. You know.
Well, Mr. Van Rompuy of the European Union has said that he doesn't expect anything to happen before 2007, end of 2017.
Yeah, they'll just, well, hey, but here's something interesting. Am I correct in hearing that they're going to form a European army, which they denied? That was in the news today.
Yeah. It was one of the German ministers was proposing that there should be a European army.
And
Early
Mr.
stages.
Farage, yeah, Mr. Farage says that was going to happen. Everybody poo-pooed him and had a laugh at him. Yeah, he's right.
Well, I think now that we're on our way out of there, they can show their true colours, can't they?
Yeah.
There's nothing holding us back. There's nothing holding the European Union back. I mean, they've got to say now that we're better off with 27 countries, whether they totally believe it or not.
One army, one currency.
Yep.
Ooh. And then there you go.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting. I was quite fascinated with it. And then they'll all be crying when they says, "Oh yes, and your European army, we need your children when they're 18 to go in it. We're going to have a thing called conscription, and they'll all be running about hiding, and they'll have to pack them off to Canada, get roots." So,
yeah.
Molly's up, by the way.
True.
Talking of military,
yeah.
It's 100-year anniversary today.
Of
the tank.
Oh,
The tank was used in action for the first time 100 years ago today.
Oh,
yeah.
where?
Look, Pete's gone.
Pete's gone again.
I'm more inclined to think that's his iPad than anything.
Oh yeah. And just from Ken, that NATO has a peacekeeping force, and presumably the European army is similar for similar purposes, which we won't know. I'm getting a ringing in the background.
I'm afraid that's mine.
That's okay.
For some reason, Outlook has restarted itself. I turned it off before we started.
Yeah. We've been plagued by technological problems today. This is not good at all. For episode 44, we should all hope that things turn out a little bit better. That's all we can do. And this technology is totally amazing. I mean, if you'd said 10 years ago that we'd be sat here chatting, we'd have said, yeah, go on, Star Trek. It's all Star Trek stuff in there. And everything we see on Star Trek is coming slowly but truly. Everything that was predicted. Yeah.
Lagging for Britain.
Like, or logging for Britain, or blogging for Britain, or some such.
I'm still happy to call it blabbing because we are chatting, aren't we?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, Neil hasn't left because he's got a transporter now, so he can get there instantly.
All right, okay. Yep, indeed. All this technology coming true.
Oh, this is Tina.
Yeah. Yeah. And hello, Gwen. And we're just coming to the end of what has been a very interesting, messy. We're going to say messy. Because we were on air for about 12 minutes, and then we disappeared for 20 minutes, and then we came back. So now we're back. Hello, Tina. Thank you, Tina. It's brilliant to see you here. We're normally, I say normally, on air 5 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. British summertime, and it is British summertime. It's going to be 80 degrees today. It looks outside, but apart from Solihull, which is going to be slightly cooler, John.
Oh, it's still bloody raining here. Oh no, it stopped raining. It's
yeah. Whereabouts are you, Gwen? Geographically in the States.
Gwen says she's Tina. I can't work that one out.
Tina.
Missouri.
All right. Okay. Yeah, it's good to have you here. We're longing to go international. We realise it's only what time is it? 6:15 in the morning now.
Yeah.
So you're up early with us, and
all right. Well, I'm going to go because I'm going to go and see my mom.
okay. In that case, I'm going to go too. Thank you to everybody who's joined us this morning. And it's goodbye from me.
Bye bye. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye from him.
Yes, thank you, John. Okay. Take care, mate. I'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Okay. Right, wishing everyone a good weekend. Everyone who's joined in today, thank you very much and stayed with us. Technology is wonderful when it works, and it's been a joy talking to you today. We'll see you next Thursday at 10 o'clock. Goodbye for now. If I can find the button. Bye.